Alright, strap in. This is going to be a long one. We're going to start off by asking a question. What would you do if tomorrow morning everyone woke up with $100 million in their bank accounts? Alright, I'm hearing a few answers. Buy homes, buy property. I heard trips, buy trips. Okay, go on vacations. Cars, I heard of cars. Okay. Alright. Oh, I heard kids' college education. I heard that. Alright, that's a good one. Alright. Oh, somebody out there definitely said nothing. So, let me ask the question again. What would you do if tomorrow morning everyone woke up with $100 million in their bank account? The closest answer was the one that I heard last, which was nothing. But not for the reasons you think. You wouldn't wake up and do nothing because, well, you have nothing to do. You'd wake up and do nothing because no one would go to work. So who exactly would you be buying this house, this car from? Who'd be taking you on this nice vacation? Who's going to be working at that airport? The Uber driver. The hotel or resort when you get to it. If everyone woke up with $100 million in their bank accounts tomorrow, you'd do absolutely nothing. Like I said before, you cannot have rich people in this world without poor people. The poor peoples are the ones that make your life go around. And you can't have rich people or poor people without you successful poor people. You seem to be the biggest problem. So let's take a look at what's going on right now. You're being told that prices are going up because you're spending too much money. So we need to curb that. We need to raise interest rates, make it harder for people to get credit, make it harder for people to spend money so money can come down. The only problem with that is when money comes down, people lose their jobs. Because there's no one spending. Why would a business keep employees if the business isn't making money? So it's a very interesting question, the one that I asked at the beginning of this video. But let's take a look at this. We're spending too much money, so prices go up. Some of you will consider this supply and demand. Well, it sounds like you're demanding lower prices and no one's supplying it. Well, you're spending too much, so we gotta raise our prices. Well, we can't produce our products, so we have to raise our prices. Well, we now have to raise our prices because you're not spending, so we have to make up the difference. So any way you slice it, prices go up. You'd call this inflation. I call it bullshit. Because if this is true, then once inflation ends, prices go back to their original point. Except for the fact that that has never happened in the history of the world. I find it very, very fascinating and a little sad that people don't seem to understand that our financial system and market is completely made up bullshit. All of it. So let's look at how this works. We raise interest rates, make it harder for people to borrow money, therefore making it harder for people to spend money. Prices come down, right? How? How? Aren't prices set based on the business's spending? So my spending isn't going to drop. How am I lowering my prices? There's just so much of this con to unpack that it's unbelievably ridiculous. Again, you call it supply and demand. Give me a break. First off, you cannot demand something that's not being supplied. But you can't supply something that is not being demanded. Just take a look around you. It's not that hard to tell. Here's what's really going on. It's not inflation. It's not supply and demand. It's not a supply chain. It's your dumbass. And people get mad when I call human beings stupid and I say human beings fascinating. I mean, some people even go to the point where they ask, aren't you human? I'm starting to wonder. Because I can see when someone's running a con right in front of my face. I've already done all these videos. I've already explained all these things. But I'm going to keep doing this because it needs to be done. So you raise interest rates. You make it harder for people to spend money. You make it harder for people to do things like buy a house. Yet, like I stated before, no matter what, high unemployment, high interest rate, inflation, war, famine, disease, drugs, whatever it is, it's always going to be a good time to buy a house. Notice as they raise rates, you will always see some advertising tell you now is a perfect time for you to buy a house. Wake up. Wake up. If you just take a good look around you, you'll see the scam. You'll see the con. It's not that difficult. Here's how you really know you're being bullshitted. The one cost to business would be to pay their employees. So the justification, the real justification to why you would raise prices on anything would be because you expanded your workforce, so you have to pay more employees, or you gave the employees you already have big raises. See, if I'm wrong and inflation isn't a scam and complete bullshit, then your salary would raise to match inflation. So did you get a big raise? And did it match the inflation? But the prices went up anyway? That's fascinating, isn't it? Well, when people want to buy more, they'll spend more, so we'll raise money. But then again, business isn't so good, we'll raise our prices a little bit. So we'll make up the difference. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, I told you already. The word sale basically means this is the price we could have sold it to you in the first place. The word clearance should be spelled with a middle finger in the front and a middle finger in the back. Because you're all being screwed. And yet you sit here and worry about what politician is in what office. Politicians don't control prices. They never have. They never will. They never could. That's not how it works. If you believe that's the case, then I have to be the one to inform you that that's one of those isms that people tell you to be afraid of. When you really stop and think about it, when you listen to the politicians speak, you hear one side yell about social issues that are based on religion, and the other side yell about social isms, social issues that are based on actually helping people. I'll let you decide which is which. But let me just give you a clue. If you're against abortion, then don't have an abortion. But you can't give me this Jesus crap and then complain about having to spend more money to help other people out. First of all, if you're a Jesus person, you shouldn't be yelling about money at all in the first place. Not exactly the Jesus way. But then again, you have those pastors out there who collect, I don't know how much, millions a year. So maybe it is the Jesus way of doing things. You want the answer to solve everything? It's actually real simple, and I've done this video before. The answer is and always will be to lower the cost of living. That starts with real estate. Real estate, you're paying for space. Your space isn't getting any bigger, there's no way the price should go up. I don't know what to tell you people. But I'll show you again how inflation is a con. How does a building that's already standing, already been built, the cost of building it has already happened, how the hell would inflation ever affect that area? Well, we have to keep the place renovated, right? Is that going to be your answer? Oh, okay, so the materials cost more today, so we have to, well, if you would have kept that place up to date in the first place, you wouldn't have to worry about renovations. It's funny, I've done so many videos on real estate, and there's one question and I'm still waiting for someone to ask, and they just haven't asked it. I've already explained the con of real estate. I've already explained the political con of real estate, the financial con of real estate. I'm not going to get into that again. This video is already way too long. If you all don't understand what I'm talking about, let me try to break it down this way. People fly on planes, they fly in the economy section so that other people can fly first class. Those people fly first class so that other people can fly in private jets. And those people fly in private jets so that other people can own their own private jet. Now, if you don't understand the link that I've just made, you are a big part of the problem.